All right. Hey, music producers and sound designers, welcome back to the stream. Today, we're going to be building out a sound that's going to be a bass. So, we're going to make a cinematic bass patch in Reaktor today. We're going to create something that's cinematic, maybe hybrid trap style bass, using core modules of Reaktor, using core modules of modular synthesis, and I'm going to bring in some oscillators, some filters, some sequencers, some LFOs. I'm going to break down how each part contributes to your sound, and I'm going to talk through a little bit about my sound design choices. So, if that's something you're into, if you're into designing heavy cinematic bass patches in Reaktor from scratch, no presets, this is the video for you. So let's start off. We're just going to start off with the simple basics. I'm going to build out by using an oscillator, a filter, and possibly bringing in an LFO. So I'm going to start off and we're going to just bring everything and hook it up. So I'm going to patch together our sequence here. And that should be our start to our sound. So turn the volume up. Hopefully you can hear that. And yes, you can. So I'm just going to make the screen a little bit larger so we can see, so you can visualize it. And yeah, so that's the basis of our sound right now. And the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to add some movement. So let's open that patch back up. Bring it down, add in some movement. So we now should be getting some movement or modulation within our sound. So we got a nice heavy bass sound. Can shape that. So now I'm going to go ahead and save my patch. Okay, so I got my patch saved, and now we can get to patching this in. So if you want to learn how to build powerful Reaktor patches like this, check out my free training in the description, linked in the description, and follow for nightly streams. I'm going to go ahead and build this out into a loop. So I already got a section ready for me. So this is what we got. Just going to start our metronome. Okay. So that's what we got so far. So I'm thinking we're gonna give something like a spacey beat to it, but first I'm gonna add in the bass. So we're just gonna simply drag our part down here and see what we get. So I want a little bit of a arpeggiated pattern. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring in some arpeggiation. And I believe that is a actual MIDI effect. So we can do that with this. Yep. So that sounds pretty good to me. So now I'm going to make sure that these clips match, and then we can rename this to our bass. just so we know what it is. And this will be our first section. So we got that so far. Okay, so we got a rhythmic foundation going. I'm thinking to add in some kind of lead melody. Let's bring in some, let's bring in a synth. I'm thinking something that's clean. And I think that'll be like an analog sound. So let's do it. So we want some kind of lead that's open. Oop. So we can test that out with some chords. I'm thinking we can bring in some chords here. First, we're going to check our key. So we're going to verify that we have a key here. Going to bring it over here. And just verify our key. We are in C major. So a little bit happier. So I'm going to actually contradict that. Or E minor. There we go. There we go. E minor. Let's get our progression going. Gonna bring in a progression that's in our key. I'm just gonna turn down the volume a little bit. Okay. Okay, so I think that's a good second chord. Let's see. Okay. We're just gonna add another chord to that. So this will be our new section. Okay. So we got a little bit of a vibe, a little bit of a movement. So I think something that would accent this is maybe some strings, but let's just try it out, see how it works. So I'm gonna try to mimic the pattern we've got going on. Of course, we can change up the color. So we're gonna bring in an EQ. It's the EQ8. It's more important that you know your tools than you use every tool in the world. I learned that the hard way, but hopefully you can skip a couple steps, and you can really do a lot with a little. Sometimes it just takes 2 or 3 sounds that are really add some emotion to your track to keep moving. So let's keep going here. So I want some auto filter on this. So we're gonna automate a little bit, because I want this to come in like sneak into your ear, kind of sneak up behind you. Okay, I'm liking that so far. So let's keep going. Okay, I think it's time for some drums. I think it's time for a little bit of a drum beat. I'm not sure what I'll use, if it'll be a loop or something else, but I feel like this sound fits the vibe. So I'm going to bring that into the mix of things. Why is it not going? Okay, there we go. Just going to turn that down. It's a little bit too loud. Everything starts at 0, so I don't want it at 0. That's maximum volume. Okay. Wait, let's see what that's at. I want this to be a transition, actually. Not really feeling that. Let's make this a snare or hat, shortening the tack. Shortening the release, sorry. Actually, I'm going to scratch that just for now. I'm going to bring in a kit. I'm going to start off with some 4 bars. Just bring in some drums. Bring in more of an open beat. Let's try to duplicate that. Let's come up with a pat pattern over here. Get some syncopation going. So I have an idea in my head. Okay, so let's try that again. Okay, let's try it again. Let's do that one more time. Okay, let's repeat that. Let's see how that sounds together. Okay, so I'm liking that. Just looking for what else can spice this up a little bit, make it pop. Liking how the bass is fitting together with the pad and the chords, looking good. So let's see what we can do to add a little rhythmic touch to this. I'm liking the way this feels right now, so I think it's done. I'm not seeing anything else I want to add to it. Other than playing with lyrics or adding some kind of glitchy vibe, I think I can do that. So let's take it to the next level. Maybe some glitch sound. I'm gonna take this. I have an idea. I'm gonna freeze the track. No. I changed my mind. I'm going to duplicate, and we're going to put this at, let's say, put this at halftime. It's at 121, so we'll slow down. And I'm going to freeze. I'm going to freeze that track. And we'll flatten it to audio because I want to do something special. I'm going to bring in an audio track. For track, what track is this? This is track. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't need a name. There we go. And let's record this in. Okay, excellent. Great. Now we have another part. I am going to take out my trusty sampler device, and we're going to use this to make this beat a little more cool. And that would be in the devices bin. So let's go ahead and, oops. So let's go ahead and bring that in. And I'm going to drag that to there. Place it up. And we're going to play it as maybe some shots. Okay, let's play it back. And let's speed up our track back to our tempo. And I'm going to mute this. This was just used to do an experiment. We've captured that audio, and so is this. And let's go. Let's pitch it. Let's really mess with it. Gonna add some effects. Love using this. I think I want to add one more thing. A little bit of saturation. Okay. Okay, it's not decaying because our decay is so high. So I'm going to turn it down. Just need some kind of attack. So let's bring in Oh, not attack. I need maybe some chorus. Oh no. I have another idea that I think will work just fine. I'm gonna bring in some color. I feel a little spacey. Let's try this out. Let's do another experiment. So what can we do for this B section? Can we sub an instrument? Can we do something else? Let's see what we can do with it. I want something more in your face, more like riveting of a sound. I think I can get that with massive. Let's see. Or a serum preset. Let's see. Okay, so I think that's going for the vibe or feeling that we're trying to portray or get across. Let's see how this translates. Let's grab this section, and I'm gonna simply copy it down. Right here. Okay, so it's working the way I wanted it to. Okay. Alright, hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Hopefully you learned something from the session and you're able to walk away with some idea of how sound design can be incorporated into your music and how you can use it to really create the sounds you want to create and the sounds you want to hear. So, just to recap, I used that Reaktor sound that we created, modular sound design, to create a sound that we could use in our productions. And the result is something that we hear in our production, which is our bass sound. And I fully fleshed that one out so that we could listen in a track. So hopefully you enjoyed the session. I do these sessions nightly, and stay tuned. Link in the description for a full sound design course, and I'll see you in the next live stream. Peace out.